Is being built along Silver Creek in the same spot a 7-year-old boy fell to his death earlier this month. On March 9th, Andrew Sheldrake and his dad were tossing sticks into the creek near the top of the 177-foot falls at Silver Falls State Park. Andrew slipped into the creek, and his father says he couldn't get to him before he was swept over the South Falls. Park officials say the fence isn't a replacement for personal responsibility, but it will serve as a reminder to hikers of the dangers they could face. Other sections of the park's trail system are being reviewed. If you're planning to use Highway 26 to drive through the Warm Springs Indian Reservation, you'd better plan it out. Starting March 31st, the Oregon Department of Transportation will be replacing the deck of the Mill Creek Bridge. ODOT officials will close the bridge from midnight on Sunday through midnight on Thursday until May 3rd. The bridge will be open to traffic on Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays. Monday through Thursday, traffic will be redirected to Route 3 just west of Simnasho.
A new electronic arrival time system is going to make Portland streetcars easier to ride. That's the promise tonight from City Commissioner Charlie Hales. He says the system involves global positioning devices, satellites, the internet, and electronic signs. The information system is supposed to tell within 1 minute when the next streetcar will arrive at your stop. It tracks each car in real time and makes the info available at portlandstreetcar.org.
You're going to be able to instantly access that information and know precisely when each streetcar will arrive at the next stop. So this information obviously makes this system even easier to use.
The arrival time system will cost $200,000 a year for a streetcar system that now carries 4,700 passengers a day between PSU and Northwest Portland. Hale says additional equipment and funding agreements are to extend the streetcar to River Place.
Coming up, a big boo in Britain for Britney. Find out why so many people got angry at the American pop diva just ahead.
Also, a warning about a popular supplement found in pills, food, and tea. We have what you should know about kava coming up.
Plus, a trip to the store turns into a shocking experience for some shoppers in an Oregon Target. We have the electrifying story just ahead.
On the weather deck, I'm meteorologist Rod Hill. We have had some rain around the area, although right now most of us are dry. The high temperature today in Portland, 56. The morning low is 36. And at the airport, no rainfall. My forecast, will tomorrow be brighter or cloudy like today? Find out tonight at 10:30.
The first annual Good Day Oregon Garage Sale Spring Break Blowout in Philly. I think we're going to make a ton of money for Ray of Hope this morning.
It's a bronze sculpture of my face. The biggest buyer for something like that would be your mom.
Carla had a theory about the woman who brought all these CDs.
She's getting rid of her ex-boyfriend's stuff.
Oh, wow.
Watch Good Day Oregon tomorrow. Toyota's nationwide spring event is here, and that's a good thing. With incredible values on our great lineup of 18 models, like our stylish new cars. Now get huge savings on the Toyota Sienna, as in 0.9% financing, or take $750 customer cash on the minivan named Best Compact Van in initial quality. Sienna savings are definitely a good thing. Hurry, see your Toyota dealer. Get to Toyota's nationwide spring event.
What are you doing? You're endangering my life. Just returning the favor.
Ah, but which one is your favorite? Maybe this? Maybe this? Or this?
Have I told you lately that I love you?
Or this one? Go ahead. You can't miss. K103 FM. All your soft rock favorites.
You're at a stoplight. You're making a turn. You're pulling into traffic. There are a lot of reasons every 2002 Saturn L Series comes standard with head curtain airbags. Those are just a few. The Saturn L Series.
Get 0.9% APR financing for 60 months on a 2002 L200. For restrictions, see your retailer.
The road to the Final Four is
jammed with madness for an exclusive behind-the-scenes look. It's a march to madness.
Wednesday on KPTV, Oregon's 12. You're watching the 10 o'clock news.
A devastating earthquake rocks northern Afghanistan overnight.
Almost 5,000 people are feared dead. Tens of thousands are homeless. The quake's epicenter is about 90 miles north of Kabul, where the town of Narin is believed to have been destroyed. The quake measured between magnitudes 5 and 6. Today, international leaders offered their condolences.
There can be no doubt that the international community will help the interim administration and the local Afghans deal with this tragedy and help the victims, as we are helping the Afghans heal the wounds of war and create lasting peace and development in their country.
This is the second major earthquake to hit the region just this month. Both the European Union and the U.S. have offered to help in relief efforts.
The international humanitarian organization known as Mercy Corps was already on the ground in Afghanistan when the quake hit. A Mercy Corps team of about 50 is stationed 80 miles northeast of the epicenter of the quake. You can see some of the damage. These are still photographs of the scene taken by volunteers. A local spokesperson says the team was on the ground helping Afghan refugees rebuild their lives when the quake hit.
So we actually have a warehouse full of items, full of supplies, and we have a large team that's only about 80 miles away from the epicenter. So it was an easy one in terms of our ability to respond, and there was actually no discussion. This was an obvious Mercy Corps response.
No one from Mercy Corps was injured in the quake. The agency says it will continue to help the Afghans rebuild their lives from 20 years of fighting in this latest natural disaster. Now to the latest on America's new war. The Pentagon is downplaying the latest reported Osama bin Laden sightings near the Afghan-Pakistan border.
But we're told there is still no credible evidence about bin Laden's whereabouts. Also, U.S. military officials say they are keeping a close eye on the volatile eastern part of Afghanistan, but they say it's too soon to tell how many al-Qaeda and Taliban troops may be hiding there or what they're up to. Newly released court papers say 2 men under federal investigation for possible ties to terrorist groups were denied entry to Israel in December. One had a letter that the FBI believes indicated they planned to commit a suicide attack. Recovery of human remains is up sharply at the ruins from the World Trade Center. Just this month, some 3,000 body parts have been found. And the remains of almost 20 more firefighters have been recovered at Ground Zero this month for a total of 166, but that's still less than half of the 343 firefighters killed at the site on September 11th.
If the new Transportation Security Agency is going to live up to its name, it has a lot of work to do at American airports. An undercover operation by federal agents sneaked guns, knives, and fake explosives past airport screeners at an alarming rate. The report we told you about first last night does not name PDX as one of 32 airports tested, but KPTV's Jim Hyde found Portland's airport in transition to the new security system.
The same private security agents are working the gates at Portland Airport, but as of February 17th, they're supervised by Federal Aviation Administration. A secret test of such passenger screeners around the country, conducted between November and mid-February, found holes in the system.
We put the smartest people that we could find and trained them very aggressively on how to penetrate the system and ask them to work as hard as they could to find vulnerabilities.
A Transportation Department memo first published by USA Today found plenty. Guns got by in 30% of the tests, simulated explosives 60%, knives 70%. And agents were able to access the tarmac or secretly board airplanes 48% of the time. For PDX and other airports, new Federal Transportation Security Administration managers are being trained. By November, all of the 30,000 passenger screeners are to be federal employees and become better trained to find armed passengers.
We should break out the aviation security tasks from regular policing staff tasks in order to give each of those important jobs more weight and more focus.
The board is remaking its security staff to work better with the evolving federal system. That includes the purchase of up to 18 more of these explosive detection systems. By the end of the year, all checked bags are to be inspected. Now the goal is to make them safer and access for innocent travelers faster. At PDX, Jim Hyde, the 10 o'clock news.
Port of Portland spokesmen say checked bags at PDX are now being run through the explosive device detector. matched with the picture ID of the passenger, sniffed by a trained dog, or opened and inspected by hand. The Air Force pays tribute to the heroes and victims of September 11th by adding nose art to several of its aircraft. The nose art design depicts an eagle soaring in front of the U.S. flag, and it reads, "Spirit of 9/11 and let's roll." Those words were made famous by Todd Beamer, a passenger aboard Flight 93. He and other passengers battled terrorists for control of the plane before it crashed in western Pennsylvania.
Those words led the first concentrated attack back against this current threat.
You can rest assured that whenever the need arises, the men and women of the United States Air Force Reserve and the Air National Guard will respond. Yes, we are ready. Let's roll.
The concept of personalizing aircraft dates back to World War I. The nose art will remain on the aircraft until September 12th.
The fate of 2,240 tons of mustard gas sitting in Umatilla Chemical Depot may be up in the air. The U.S. Army wants to change its plans now to incinerate the tons of deadly gas. Instead, they want to chemically neutralize it. The Assistant Secretary of the Army will meet Thursday with Governor John Kitzhaber to talk about this. States already rejected the chemical neutralization process in favor of incineration.
A shocking story in Eugene tonight. Literally, it seems the shopping carts at the brand new Target store there are shocking the shoppers over and over again. The store's manager says new carpeting is generating static electricity, and it tends to gravitate toward the customers who are pushing the new metal carts.
You know, it was kind of surprising, and since it kept happening, I thought the first time it happened, I thought maybe it would go away because but it kept happening.
Well, to fix the problem, Target has ordered $1,500 worth of anti-shock kits to attach to the 400 shopping carts. They consist of a small metal chain that'll dangle from the carts to drain off the static instead of allowing it to shock the shoppers.
Up for a climb, the staircase leading to the Golden Pioneer that sits atop the dome of the Capitol building in Salem is reopened. Golden Pioneer is one of Oregon's most popular tourist attractions. You can even take a guided tour to the top of the dome, where you can get a spectacular panoramic view of the Capitol. Tours are available now through Labor Day, and of course they're subject to the weather. Spring training is winding down, and in just a few days, the Mariners will bring their team to Portland.
They play the San Diego Padres at PGE Park on Friday, and if you want to go but you still don't have a ticket, Tim Becker's here with some good news for you.
Yeah, you know, not the best seats in the house,
No.
but if you want to be a part of the game...
Who cares?
Yeah, who cares? I mean, you can see it, most of it anyway. Portland Family Entertainment announced today that 250 more tickets for Friday's game are going to go on sale tomorrow morning, 9 a.m. at PGE Park. They will be limited to 2 per person, and at $15 apiece offer what they call obstructed view seating. As a bonus, though, each order of 2 tickets includes a pair of tickets to the Portland Beavers home opener April 12th. Reserved seating is also still available when bought, though, as part of a Beavers full or partial season ticket package as well. Now, just to get you warmed up for Friday's game, how about a snippet of the M's game today in Arizona, where Carlos Guillen slams one home against Anaheim in the 6th inning. Matter of fact, the Mariners hit 3 home runs in that frame. Brett Boone adding the capper in the 4-run 6 for the Mariners. They beat the Angels 10-6 and bring their record for spring to 13-14. All right, time for Hot Shot, the hot video of the night, and this time some not-too-hot thinking on the part of a former Trailblazer. Jermaine O'Neal has risen to all-star status at Indiana, but he fell to a new low tonight. Yeah, Detroit's Corliss Williamson does nail him with a basketball after O'Neal fouled him, but Jermaine just keeps coming after Williamson, eventually throws at least one punch as teammates try to pull the players apart. Jermaine later throws an elbow, as you saw, before Pacer assistant Tree Rollins finally wraps him up. He was fit to be tied indeed. The incident got both players kicked out of the game, though it was almost over anyway. And you can bet Jermaine gets himself at least a 1-game suspension, maybe 2 after the league takes a look at what happened. You know, guy's usually a cool customer, but yeah, you just can't do that.
Yeah, there was an odd delay, too. It was sort of like, I can't believe you just threw that basketball
I know,
at me.
because he's not a fighter. He wasn't sure what to do.
Yeah.
Thank you, Tim.
Coming up, Rod will let us know if he's still talking about warm, sunny days this week. Please, 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 details in his pinpoint forecast.
Also, rolling off the knockoffs. Find out how you can wear the same fashion seen on the Academy Awards coming up.
Plus, some good news about the orphaned orca swimming alone off the coast of Washington. We have the update.
And tomorrow night at 10, losing your driver's license can be devastating. Well, this company says it can solve that problem with an international permit. But beware, this deal isn't all it seems. I-Team 12 investigates tomorrow on the 10 o'clock news.
I quit my job today.
I met this really cool guy on the internet. He's 30.
Life throws all kinds of curves. Fortunately, with its advanced safety systems, the smooth-riding RX300 is designed to better handle the ones on the road.
Hey, Mom, you know that tattoo we talked about?
How you manage the rest is up to you. All for just $34,530. Test drive one at Lexus of Portland.
The following message is brought to you by the Nighthawk Alarm Kids.
Hey, Lex. Yeah, Austin. Did you know all the big alarm companies are located thousands of miles away? Really? And not only that, when the alarm goes off, it rings in another state. I know I'm only a little kid, but that's crazy. I quite agree with you.
Call us today at 1-888-234-HAWK. Ask about our free installation special, Nighthawk Alarm.
Lots of people use the herbal supplement Kava to relax and sleep better, but the FDA says it can cause some serious health problems. The story coming up on the 10 o'clock news.
What's really the best value? A discount spiral slice supermarket ham or a club store ham? Or, for about 75 cents more per person, the guaranteed quality of a tender, slow-smoked honey-baked ham. Taste tests prove your guests know the right answer, so don't risk your holiday meal. Serve tender honey-baked ham with our famous cracklin' sweet glaze. Only at the Honey Baked Ham stores in Johns Landing, Lloyd Center, Beaverton Town Square, Westfield Shopping Town, Vancouver, and Salem Center. And for Easter in Clackamas and Washington Square.
Tonight's weather report on the 10 o'clock news is brought to you by your local Jeep dealers. Jeep, there's only one.
Get ready, because there's still time to gear up and get out at your Jeep dealer, where you'll find newly extended offers on our award-winning 4x4s. And if you hurry, get Jeep's exclusive 7-year, 100,000-mile powertrain pledge on engines and transmissions, plus cash allowances up to $2,500, or 0% financing on select Grand Cherokees. So gear up and get out with great products, great protection, and great values. That's the Jeep promise. Check one out at your Jeep dealer.
Dolphins are dying along the Southern California coast, and scientists are puzzled about it.
Almost 24 male dolphins have died and washed ashore in the past few weeks. They were found from Santa Barbara to Seal Beach. Now, frolicking dolphins are a common sight in California's beach communities. So when 24 dolphins die in less than a month, alarm bells go off. A marine biologist says you may find 2 or 3 dolphins dying from old age or illness, but 23 since February is not common. Scientists spent the weekend doing autopsies.
If it was human-caused mortality, then we would definitely, ramp up all the efforts to find out what it was and try to mitigate whatever that was so that we're not the culprit of causing the death of dolphins.
Now, scientists suspect a naturally occurring toxin in the water may be killing them. They don't understand why only male dolphins are affected, and they won't know until all the tests are complete.
That orphaned whale that's made its new home off the coast of Seattle appears to be getting better. National Marine Fisheries Service says she seems to be holding her own. Experts thought she was close to starving to death last month. It considered capturing her, they did rather, to save her life, but they put that on hold after she started to turn around. Still, samples taken of the whale's breath show that something is still wrong. The breath smells funny.
Like paint thinner or acetone or alcohol or something that the veterinarians tell us means she's metabolizing her fats, her blubber.
It doesn't look like she's fading away quickly on us anymore.
It is highly unusual for an orca calf to live away from a pod. Experts say the mother died, and the 2-year-old female is hundreds of miles from its pod in Canadian waters.
In tonight's HealthCast, a popular herbal supplement may be linked to serious liver damage. The FDA is urging those who use Kava to see a doctor at the first sign of health problems. Symptoms of liver disease include jaundice, brown urine, nausea, vomiting, weakness, stomach pain, and loss of appetite. Kava is promoted to relieve anxiety, stress, and insomnia. It's sold under a variety of names, including Ava, Kawa, Kava root, and intoxicating pepper. Well, you already know smoking is bad for your health. Well, now some experts say smoking menthol cigarettes is even worse for you. They suspect the cooler, smoother sensation created by menthol leads smokers to drag more deeply on their cigarettes, causing them to absorb more nicotine into their lungs. The Centers for Disease Control has called for further research on the effects of menthol cigarettes. And an egg a day can be excellent for your health. Get it? As long as you pay attention to the other foods you eat. The American Heart Association recommends less than 300 milligrams of dietary cholesterol per day. A single egg contains about 213 milligrams, which means if you pile on extra cholesterol, such as meats, poultry, and dairy products, the prescription of an egg a day can quickly lead to trouble.
Quadruplets are unusual enough, right? But identical quadruplets, that only happens once in every 11 million births, and it happened in Sacramento. Priyanna, Adriana, Natalie, and Melody were welcomed into the world a month early. The largest quadruplet weighs just 2 pounds, 8 ounces. The smallest, 2 pounds, 5 ounces. Doctors are optimistic about the girls' health.
I think they're healthier than we anticipated for them to be at 30 weeks gestation. There are still significant problems that they can encounter along the way, and the next 2 weeks will be a time where we really try to establish the feedings.
Yeah, doctors say the babies could go home in as soon as 5 weeks. Until then, though, they will be closely monitored, including the girls' breathing and feeding patterns.
Well, Rod joins us now to try to explain to us why it was so cold and gloomy today.
Yeah, not quite as nice as the day before.
No.
Remember the day before?
Yeah.
We do.
Uh-huh.
Boy, yeah. We will show you exactly what's going on.
Okay.
We begin tonight with the Northwest Satellite, shall we? The last 12 hours of movement. You're looking at, well, two different things happening. Here we go. Number one, right here. These clouds are being pushed down across the region with a frontal boundary that pushed across Washington State and a little bit across the state of Oregon, and did bring us a little bit of rain, mainly in the eastern hills, you folks up around Sandy and going up to the Cascades. The second thing you're looking at, look at these clouds just come and dive down to the south. Jet stream pulling moisture around a big upper-level high that's farther out that way. Anyway, the main threat of any measurable precipitation has ended for us, but the radar is still showing. If you're going to be out and about tonight, you might encounter a little bit of mist in some spots, or perhaps a sprinkle. And that's about what any of this blue stuff is. As you can see, really not too much of anything out there. At any rate, tomorrow will be dry, and we'll start that road back upward to some warmer temperatures and eventually getting into some sunshine as well. Here's what it looks like on the weather maps, what we just looked at. This is the trough of low pressure indicating the coolness and those clouds that we saw diving in. That moves out during the day tomorrow. Still kind of a cool flow, though, the air coming parallel to these contour lines. So a flow off the Pacific Ocean, which means tomorrow's high is only in the 50s. Now, it looks like a typical setup that would mean the morning marine clouds, and those would break away, and we would get some sunshine. Still a lot of moisture coming around. I think that thicker stuff tomorrow stays up to our north across Washington State. If that's the case, again, eventually we'll become partly sunny tomorrow. And you see some ridging taking place back off of here. That's Thursday's weather that will come in, take us back to mostly sunny skies, and shoot those temperatures back up into the 60s for the Rose City. Highs today, 60 in Portland. There were still a lot of 60-degree temperatures around. John Day, 61. Redmond at 60. Nobody did it on this side of the mountains. Eugene, 57. It was 54 degrees in North Bend today. Up in Washington State, Seattle only 47, Olympia only 49, kind of chilly. Spokane had 52, and you folks in Long Beach had 51. My forecast check, we talked about these clouds coming. I didn't know if it would be kind of partly or just mostly cloudy. It turned out to be the thick kind. But that chance of some rain I thought would be kind of after dark, and instead we had some rain during the daytime hours, mainly east of Portland, also some rain in Astoria, so I had the timing off. 57 and 37 was my forecast. The actuals were 56 and 36. We missed everything by only one. Outside right now, still cloudy, but for the most part, we're dry. The moon, by the way, is full, I think, Thursday. 47 degrees is our temperature. Dew point looks kind of goofy over my head, doesn't it? Dew point 38, barometers falling, winds are northwest at 13. Okay, let's take a look and see what's going on across the country. Pretty quiet in the nation's midsection. The action as we lift off the clouds here on the East Coast. Look at this big line of thunderstorms. And it's snow up in New England where they have winter storm warnings out. Kind of a icy mess across much of New York State. And there have been some reports of severe thunderstorms. All of that now trying to work itself off of the East Coast. Still cool across the nation's midsection. Only 40 in St. Louis for high today. Only 38 up in Chicago. Here in the West, though, pretty nice. In fact, Phoenix warming up again nicely. 84 was their high temperature. It was a 47 up in Seattle, as we mentioned earlier, and 62 over in Boise. The forecast tomorrow for the Oregon coast. North Bend, mostly sunny, 58 degrees, then partly sunny in Newport. And the best chance of catching any thicker clouds in the afternoon will be up north, the Long Beach and Astoria perhaps, getting caught with mostly cloudy conditions. Winds near shore tomorrow from the west at 15 knots. Light northwest winds in the valley. Again, perhaps more clouds up north, more sunshine down south. Kelso 53. Willamette Pass tomorrow 44. Government Camp will get up to 40 degrees. Partly sunny to mostly cloudy skies. Winds up in the mountains from the west 5 to 15. Looks mostly sunny for you in Bend and Redmond with temperatures tomorrow in the mid-50s. And also mostly sunny skies in John Day. Burns partly sunny. Your high will be 50 after a morning low on the chilly side of 27. La Grande tomorrow 53. Pendleton 59. Pretty nice weather. Partly sunny skies. Winds a bit breezy in the afternoon from the northwest. And those breezy winds shooting out of the Dalles will be perhaps as high as 20 to 30 miles per hour tomorrow. Lighter winds on the west side, Cascade Locks. Your pinpoint numbers, cloudy in the morning and then becoming partly sunny, 40 degrees at 7 and in the 50s at 5 o'clock. 7-day forecast showing tomorrow's high. Back up into the mid-50s at 55. There's that weather that Shauna likes, mostly sunny and 61 on Thursday. Downgraded Friday to mostly cloudy and 57. The weekend still looks pretty nice. You might see some cloudiness overnight, late Saturday into Sunday morning. Of course, Sunday is Easter. Sunrise, you know, it's so early this year, we won't spring forward until after Easter. So the sunrise will be 5:53.
So the kids are going to get up at 5:53 wanting to find the Easter eggs.
Yeah, I guess so.
Great. Parents,
so get out there early.
Jackson will be up early. Thank you, Rodney. Coming up, it's small, it's cute, it's coming back.
We're talking about the Mini, the tiny British car that took the nation by storm back in the 60s. Makes its return. Take one for a ride a bit later.
Nice park job. Plus, a major lawsuit filed against 3 large U.S. corporations. Find out why the plaintiffs are asking for slavery reparations when the 10 o'clock news returns.
Hey, what's up? What's up, man? Where you want to go? What do you mean?
The Civic from Honda. It figures.
Okay, pick a number between 1 and 10.
2.9.
That's a number and then part of a number.
Get special APR financing as low as 2.9% for 36 months on 2002 Civics.
Like trying stuff out before you buy it? Well, at Best Buy, you can try out all the latest high-tech stuff. Actually, that's half the fun. Best Buy. Go ahead. Turn on the fun.
Pop sensation Britney Spears goes to Britain and gets booed by her biggest fans. See why her warm reception turned cold. Coming up on the 10 o'clock news.
I love the 80s. Mix 107.5. The best songs from the 80s and more.
They play all my favorites.
Phil Collins, The Police, The Pretenders.
Mix 107.5, home of the no repeat workday and the best songs of the 80s and more.
It is my favorite station.
Now you can get the Pizzone Power Pack from Pizza Hut. Woo! Your choice of Pizzone, the pizza you eat like a sandwich. A 2-liter Pepsi and 5 breadsticks for $8.99. Now that's a meal deal big enough for 2. Bon appetit. Maybe even more. Or you can add another Pizzone, just as big, I don't know if you can handle it, for only $5. So good. The Pizzone, Pepsi, and breadsticks for only $8.99. Enough food to make other value meals running high like little frightened snacks. Help us! Pizzone Power Pack from Pizza Hut.
Now, held over by popular demand, the Chrysler Great American Getaway. Your chance to get away with great offers on our award-winning lineup, like our 7-year, 100,000-mile engine and transmission powertrain pledge. Cash allowances up to $2,500, or 0% financing on select minivans. GM, Ford, and Toyota don't give you all that. So hurry. For great products, great protection, and great value. That's the Chrysler Advantage.
I love the 80s. Mix 107.5.
They play all my favorites.
We listen all day at work. It's a great mix.
Mix 107.5, home of the no repeat workday and the best songs of the 80s and more.
I love all the songs.
A new federal lawsuit asks for reparations from companies which profited from slavery in the U.S. more than 100 years ago.
The lawsuit names 3 corporations that should pay damages, they say, for the 35 million descendants of African slaves. It names the Aetna Insurance Company, Fleet Boston Financial Services Group, and railroad giant CSX. The suit claims that as many as 1,000 corporations may have profited from slavery and sometimes helped it continue. The plaintiff is a recent law school grad who discovered the Aetna Insurance Company had once issued policies covering slaves, but their benefits went to slave owners.
Where we are going to finally hold corporations accountable for the crimes against humanity that they've committed against my ancestors.
A lawyer says the damages would be put into a fund to improve health, education, and housing opportunities for African Americans. Aetna says it doesn't believe a court would hold a company accountable for events that happened hundreds of years ago. So what's your opinion? Should African Americans receive compensation from companies that may have profited from slavery? That's our 12 Talkback online poll question. Log on to our website, Oregons12.tv, and see results on tomorrow's 10 o'clock news.
In other news from America tonight, more violence in our schools. This time the weapon is a knife. Florida police still trying to figure out why a 15-year-old boy stabbed a fellow middle school student this morning. The 14-year-old was stabbed in the stomach and rushed to a hospital. Suspect is charged with attempted murder.
An apparent hate crime also in Florida. Police say Charles Franklin intentionally drove his pickup truck into a mosque. It happened just 30 minutes before the evening prayers. After the attack, Franklin walked to a nearby bar where he was arrested on hate crime and criminal mischief charges. Authorities say they found Christian religious materials in Franklin's truck.
A real nail-biter of a car chase in L.A. this morning. Police hot on the tracks of a man suspected in a domestic violence case. As his Toyota Camry looks, sped out of Pasadena, spun right out of control on an off-ramp. It overturned in the dirt and weeds you see there below the overpass. Look, took off running, but officers then swooped in and arrested that guy.
Those always happen in California or Florida.
And they cover them live on TV.
I know, all the time. Coming up, Britney Spears may be America's teen pop diva.
But it's a different story overseas. Find out how some angry fans turned against Britney in Britain. Just ahead.
Plus, all the glitz and glamour of Hollywood could be yours. Find out how clothing designers knock off dress designs from the Academy Awards while the Oscar show is still on. That's when the 10 o'clock news returns.
On a hostile world, I don't want to leave the ship defenseless. One false step could be the last. Imprisoned by a ruthless dictator. No one has ever escaped. The last chance for freedom is slipping away on the next Star Trek Voyager.
Tonight at 11 on KPTV, Oregon's 12.
Toyota's nationwide spring event is on, and that's a good thing. With incredible values on a huge selection, including the toughest nails Toyota trucks. Now get huge savings on the powerful Tundra and rugged Tacoma. Take 0.9% APR or $1,000 customer cash on Tundra. Get 0.9% APR or $500 customer cash on Tacoma. These truck savings are good things for you. Get to Toyota's nationwide spring event.
This is my country. These are my people. This is the world I understand.
It's not just talking about service. It's really knowing the people we serve.
I know them like the back of my own hand.
Country Insurance and Financial Services. Real people, real answers, real quick.
So if I use you, can you get me discounts on hotels, attractions, not even shopping? Next! Very nice, but do you come with a full-service travel agency? Didn't think so. No roadside assistance. Bye-bye. So, AAA guy, you do all that, plus car and homeowner's insurance? Wow. What else? Oh, a star is born. AAA, join now and avoid the crowds, because membership means more.
On Wall Street, the Dow closed up 71 points to close at 10,353. The Nasdaq's up 11 at 1824. The 10 o'clock news continues in a moment.
And now here comes team owner Terry Bradshaw and driver Kerry Earnhardt racing for their new sponsor, Super Cuts.
Man, those Supercuts guys are good.
Supercuts. Racing never looks so good.
Race into Supercuts today for a crowd-pleasing haircut at a wallet-pleasing price. Supercuts, as hip as you want to be.
Hi, we're Mike and Amy from 99.5 KWJJ.
You know, it's kind of a pain having all this money everywhere.
I know. How about this week we give away 20 grand?
All right, here's what you do. Listen to 99.5 KWJJ Thursday morning at 7:20.
We'll announce the birthday in this envelope.
And if it matches yours, you could win
$20,000.
Somebody's going to win 20 grand. Thursday morning, 7:20 on 99.5 KWJJ.
That's 20,000 of these, baby.
That buys an awful lot of imitation crab meat, my friend.
Nissan Xterra. It's everything you need and nothing you don't. Now get low 3.9% financing plus special bonus cash. It's time you had the best. The best I ever had. Nissan. Driven.
Fraser Crane is back in the game.
Hey, everybody. Fraser's sporting a new do. Next time on Cheers.
Tonight on KPTV, Oregon's 12.
Welcome back. The regular season for Major League Baseball begins this Sunday night, but this Friday, The Rookie opens in theaters across the country.
Yeah, that's the movie written by Portland newsman Mike Rich. Dennis Quaid stars in the movie and says audiences will be surprised by the amazing story. Anna Hovine reports.
I'm talking about having dreams. You don't have dreams, you don't have anything. You're the one who should be wanting something more. We start winning, you try out again. You serious? Yeah. All right.
In The Rookie, Dennis Quaid portrays Jim Morris, who at the age of 35 went from high school baseball coach to the major leagues.
I read the script and it was a really great inspirational story for me. And in fact, if it had been a fiction, it would have been unbelievable, but all the things that happened in it were true.
Morris was on the set almost every day, which was a big help for Quaid.
I've played real people in the past, and I feel like I have an added responsibility to try to capture their spirit. And Jim and I don't really look alike, and he's not really a well-known person. So as far as trying to really look like him, I told him, hey, you should try to look more like me. You want to throw? I'll throw a couple.
Yeah, Dad, bring the heat.
To get ready for the role, Quaid went through a spring training of sorts.
I did 3 months of throwing a baseball. Jim Gott, the former pitcher for the Dodgers, would come over to my house and we throw balls in the front yard. And then once a week I got to go over to Dodger Stadium and throw on the mound over there. So it was a fantasy camp for me, only they were paying me.
He fought the urge to test his arm against the radar gun.
And I didn't want to be disappointed. I just wanted to look like I knew what I was doing. I thought that was really important because I see a lot of sports films where the actors don't look like they belong there. It takes me out of the movie.
The film is rated G, which is rare these days in Hollywood.
We didn't set out to make a G movie, and, I guess I could change the rating if I went back in and looped a couple of choice words, really easy to make it PG-13, but I would call it a film that for adults that you could take your whole family to.
Jim Morris pitched for 2 seasons with the Tampa Bay Devil Rays. Anna Hovland reporting.
And the movie's writer, Mike Rich, is a Portland radio man. He also wrote Finding Forrester.
Well, if you loved the dresses you saw the stars were wearing as they were walking the red carpet at the Academy Awards, you are in luck. You will soon be able to dress like them without spending thousands. 2 LA-based designers spent Oscar night sketching the hottest fashions. And in 2 to 4 weeks, you should be able to find copies of the dresses worn by Halle Berry, Julia Roberts, Reese Witherspoon, and Nicole Kidman. The companies ABS and Cassidy will also remake the gowns worn by Sharon Stone and Jennifer Lopez. You'll be able to get them for $300 to $700. By the way, 2 dresses these designers won't be copying, those worn by Gwyneth Paltrow and Cameron Diaz. They say those duds were duds and belong on the don't list. Gwyneth's dress was so bad, no one even apparently wanted to shoot video of it because we couldn't find any. It was awful.
Fans waiting all day to see Britney Spears in London booed her after she refused to talk to him or sign autographs. Spears was in town for the London premiere of her big screen debut, Crossroads. Fans hope to catch a glimpse of Britney, one of the biggest crowds ever. When she arrived, all she did was wave at the audience you see there and then walk into the theater. The cheering was soon replaced by booing as some Britney fans who waited all day for her autograph were reduced to tears.
She got out of the car, walked straight in. All you see was one sequin walk through the door. She can stick her film up her...
well, they say arse over there. Can we say arse? Crossroads debuted in the U.S. in February. It'll be released in theaters in the U.K. on Friday. Meanwhile, dozens of Celine Dion fans gritted their teeth and scoffed at the cold weather overnight in Canada, but they got their hands on her new CD before anyone else. Celine is a native of Canada, took a break from the music business to have a baby. Well, she's back from her brief retirement. She sold more than 140 million albums worldwide.
A tiny car that drove its way into the heart of America during the 60s is making its return to the U.S. That's right, the Mini is back. The familiar yet modernized European car is being debuted later this week at the New York Auto Show. 10,000 Mini cars were sold in the U.S. between 1960 and 67, but the famous model has not been available for years, new anyway. The owner of the Mini, BMW, says the time was right to bring the car back to America.
There's getting so much more congestion in major urban areas, and if ever there was a time for a small, very nimble, exciting, fun-to-drive car, we think now is that time. And the Mini really enables you to have your cake and eat it too. It gets 38 miles to the gallon on the highway, but it's also just a blast to drive.
And it could fit inside some of those SUVs that are out right now, couldn't it? The two new models, the Mini Cooper and the Mini Cooper S, will be sold at more than 70 dealerships across the country. The 150 horsepower Mini Cooper and 163 horsepower Mini Cooper S both have a 16-valve engine and should cost around $16,000 and $20,000.
We'll get Rod off his arse for a final look at the morning forecast coming up.
Is it still rated G? Is our newscast still rated G? In sports, the Winterhawks and Thunderbirds resume their playoff series with Game 3 tonight in Seattle. Tim Becker has results when we come back.
Toyota's nationwide spring event. Incredible values, great selection. If you drive, it's a very good thing.
What's the best value? A discount supermarket ham or a club store ham? Or for about 75 cents more per person, a tender, slow-smoked honey-baked ham? Your guests know the right answer. Only at the honey-baked ham stores. And for Easter, Clackamas and Washington Square.
Want speed with low risk? Get broadband. AT&T Broadband Internet gives you high-speed access to streaming video, music, the wonders of the web without the delay of dial-up. Order now and keep your current service while you try AT&T Broadband Internet free for 30 days. Save $50 on premium installation and relax with our money-back guarantee. Get high speeds with low risk. Call 1-888-262-FAST now.
What, you don't do custom tattoos?
I didn't say that. I just don't think it's ethical.
Look, pal, all I want is a little green valley with the words Foster Farms on it. Okay, give me one of these.
Look at this stupid dog breathing fire. That's a mongoose. Look, I don't like you. You're a liar. You smell funny. And besides, my mom buys Foster Farms.
Okay.
Foster Farms. Fresh chicken grown in Oregon.
Your mongoose looks like a dog!
In each of us, there is a dancer. A poet. A photographer. A singer. For the music in you. King FM 102.
Hey, Carl. Blockbuster's giving out rewards.
Ray, people only reward animals that do tricks. Please.
Well, it's been a few years. I get my reward now? Oh, jeez.
You're dangerously close, Ray.
Yeehaw! What about now, Carl?
With Blockbuster Rewards, you get free rentals. And the more movies and games you rent, the more you get free. And now you even get free DVDs. So join Blockbuster Rewards today.
Carl, what about now?
Make it a Blockbuster night.
Tonight's sports report on the 10 o'clock news is brought to you by Dodge. You can take life as it comes, or you can grab life by the horns. Dodge.
Crank it? Do it. With Dodge Durango SXT. V8 power at a price no other SUV can touch. Kickin' CD sound system, big wheels and tires, and roof rack. All for about $24,000. Better get it in gear. Grab Dodge's 7/100 powertrain pledge plus cash allowance or low financing. Ford, GM, Toyota, and Honda don't match this.
Now sports with Tim Becker.
Never mind that Portland won 9 of 12 games against Seattle during the regular season. With the Thunderbirds improving as the year wore on, the Winterhawks thought this might happen in the playoffs. I'm talking about another loss. Seattle beats Portland 3-2 tonight, taking a 2-1 series lead. Another Seattle win Thursday up there. They could wrap it up down here in Game 5 on Friday. Hey, Blazer coach Maurice Cheeks said today it's going to take a load of dirt, a whole heck of a lot of it, to bury the memory of last night's bizarre loss to Memphis. If that's the case, well, then they better back up the dump trucks because they're staring a couple huge games in the face. San Antonio's in town tomorrow night riding a 13-game win streak. Then they travel to play the Lakers on Friday. Some of the guys put last night behind them by helping the Blazer organization unveil the first Blazers Portland Fire Reading and Learning Center today at the Blazers Boys and Girls Club. Ruben Boomche, there he is, palling around with some of the kids, read to him too, along with Portland Fire player Stacey Thomas. Now, Steve Kerr spent some time sitting down, but that didn't last too long. He rounded up a bunch of kids and started a pickup game in the gym. Made up for lack of playing time, too. He only logged 4 minutes last night against Memphis. Tonight, Minnesota chasing Portland for that 5th playoff spot, hosting Golden State, who was determined to end a 10-game losing streak. Chris Mills paced the Warriors with 18 points. They had 7 players in double figures to help keep the fading Timberwolves at bay. Anton Jamison pushed the lead to 10 and breaks the T-Wolves' spirit. Warriors take it 115-106. Hand Minnesota its 9th loss in 11 games. In L.A., the Lakers could have beat Cleveland with their eyes closed. Shaq, kind of a no-look toss to the hoop, and he's fouled. And then Robert Horry going to come up with a blind pass to Shaq for the dunk, and he'll draw the foul. Lakers win their 50th game of the season, 121-116. NCAA Final Four hype began in earnest today, and the way Kansas coach Roy Williams figures it, the less pressure there is on his guys to win, the better they're going to do. So he's telling them it'll be all right if they don't go all the way. His team his team's win over Oregon Sunday vaulted the Jayhawks into the Final Four for the first time in 9 years. Trouble is he's going up against Maryland, a team that's back for seconds at the Final Four. They were bounced out last year by Duke, and Williams knows they will remember it well.
I think they're probably mad about what happened last year, and they're going to be so much more focused to go there and get it done. And that's a tough situation to play a team that's thinking about that and how mad they are about what happened and how focused they are, especially when they're as talented as they are.
And I think we want to relish this opportunity. You know, we want to take full advantage of it, and I know we got great senior leadership coming back, and we're going to do whatever it takes to win.
Well, hey, now that the Mike Tyson-Lennox Lewis fight is set to happen at the Pyramid in Memphis, the city's mayor admits welcoming the fight to his town has nothing to do with morality. It is about business. He says the June 8th fight is expected to generate millions of dollars for the city, enough to far outweigh any negative perceptions that are brought on by welcoming Tyson and his entourage.
I think this is a step forward for this city in terms of hosting which will be one of the major sporting events of a decade. It's in the city of Memphis. It's going to bring international visibility to my city, and we're going to provide public safety. People are going to have a great time here in Memphis. Will everybody like this? Of course they won't.
Pretty much said it right there. A lot of people won't like it, but
won't let Mike fight anybody.
Yeah.
Thanks
Hey, Rodney.
a lot,
I think they'd be better off bringing back Elvis. Take a look at wake-up weather in the morning. It's cloudy, but it should be dry. Temperature around 40. Your sunrise at 6 a.m. on the dot tomorrow
All right.
morning.
Thank you, Rodney.
Thanks for joining us, everyone.
Good night.
Oh yeah. Do 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 do. Oh yeah. The right choices make all the difference.
Meyer and Frank.
Get motivated today. Get really motivated now. Get 25% off dues and 25% off enrollment fee. Call 1-800-204-2400. It's the way we make you feel.
They tested the Subaru Forester. They tested the Subaru Legacy. Now the Subaru Impreza. It's official. The insurance
Think it? Do it. With Dodge Durango SXT. V8 power at a price no other SUV can touch. Kickin' CD sound system, big wheels and tires, and roof rack. All for about $24,000. Better get it in gear. Grab Dodge's 7/100 powertrain pledge plus cash allowance or low financing. Ford, GM, Toyota, and Honda don't match this.
The all-new Light Rock 106.7 K-Light. No sappy love songs, no sleepy elevator music, just great listening all day long. Light Rock 106.7 K-Light.
What's the best value? A discount supermarket ham or a club store ham? Or for about 75 cents more per person, a tender, slow-smoked honey-baked ham? Your guests know the right answer. Only at the honey-baked ham stores. And for Easter, Clackamas and Washington Square.
RV buyers, Valley RV Center is making RV ownership more affordable than ever with terrific financing options. Make no payments for 90 days or get zero down financing. Sound good? Then come see us in McMinnville. Valley RV Center. Low prices, great service.